y'all, this is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. It's cold out here, but I am out here. I made it. It's probably a little below 40 right now. And anyway, I really hope that you're taking really good care of yourself, besides, being that change that you want to see in the world. And be kind to yourself. I'm watching you. So really make sure you're being kind to yourself first, and then, be kind to others. We really need that in this world. If you really want to see the change that you want to see in the world, is that we need to love each other and send love and peace out in the world. So anyway, I am out here at this park. I really have not gone here very much this year, but it's in where I am right now. And Starlight thought she had to go to work tonight. Well, I don't have to go to work, so here I am. I was like, wow, time flew. I didn't even make a video, but I forgot I didn't even have to go to work tonight. So anyway, I do love all of you, and I got a kind of a little twist to this title, at least, is this video is about don't listen to them. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. You can give this video a thumbs up. Plus, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook at Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So here we are. Beep. I have made videos out here before, but like I said, I have not really been out here. And so like I said, the video here is called Don't Listen to Them. And it's really important. Sometimes, we think that, and this is how Starlight was her whole life. I have held in a lot in my life. I just a little background is I came from a family where, sometimes you come from a family where you're kind of brought up where not to speak and not really express yourself. So, and then you got other family members that you might be one of them, where you were taught to say exactly what's on your mind, whether they like it or not. So depending on your background, and of course, it doesn't even matter sometimes, like you could been brought up a certain way, and as you grow older, you can go totally a different direction, because I know I have in so many different ways in my childhood. As far as me being an adult now, I didn't raise up my kids the same way, as my parents brought me up. So I'm going to actually go this way, because I'm hoping to find some puffballs, because this is the time of year, depending where they are growing. But this is where I found puffballs before. Starlight would love to find a puffball. But anyway, is sometimes, this is really, really, really crazy when this blank happens. But sometimes you might open up to somebody, maybe a loved one, your family, or, your kids, your husband, wife, relatives, different relatives, grandpa, grandma, or a friend or a stranger. And they, many times people can give you the wrong advice. And so you really got to watch out for that. Just because, you love that person, or that person, it doesn't mean that you actually have to listen to them. You can hear them, but that doesn't mean that you actually have to do what they say. There's, like I mentioned in other videos, is that there is like a dark force out there, and, where the people, it can kind of tap into these people, and where maybe 50% of the person could be really them, and another percent of that person is really not them. And this is what I've been learning for a while now, is that some people can get tapped into because they're still sleeping. They're not awake. And it's funny, I made a joke to somebody not too long ago, and I'm like, hey, because they've been sleeping a lot. And I wasn't sure. I'm like, so I was being funny, but they didn't even catch the joke anyway. I'm like, are you awake? Because I was just being funny. But they do sleep a lot. But, it took like a couple days for them to respond back to my text message. And they actually sent me what I thought it was even kind of funny. Because they sent me a message saying, I did wake up, but I went back to sleep. And that actually does happen in the Matrix. Sometimes people wake up in this 3D Matrix where we've been deceived and we are kind of trapped in this program, like a kind of like a computer program. And some people do. They wake up and they realize some stuff in this reality. And, somehow or another they get distracted and they get problems that go in their life, and then they forget the stuff they learned and they go back to sleep. And even though they had that knowledge of something, they realized something wasn't quite right, is that they go back to sleep. And so that definitely can happen to, even like with Starlight. I forgot to set my alarm clock last night. And of course Starlight's got to go pee I don't know how many times. Last night it wasn't so bad. Imagine that, peeing in your car, not on the floor. but I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm like, so I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes, and then I go back to sleep. Well, sometimes that happens in this 3D Matrix where people wake up and they realize there's something messed up with this reality, and then they fall back to sleep and they're still sleeping. So I believe the ones that are sleeping, this dark force or whatever you want to call it, can tap into these people and kind of like a puppet master, and it's crazy. They can pick up the technology that they have. They can easily tap into people. And some of you might think this is crazy, but that's okay. It just means that you're not quite awake. But you're going to have people that are going to tell you stuff. And it might be something, you tell them really horrible stuff. And here, if they were in your shoes, they would not do it. But because you tell them something, and I'm just going to bring it up, I'm just going to say exactly the thing, is say if you told somebody, hey, I got this job and they're abusing me, they're not even treating me kind, they're not caring about my health, they're overworking me, they're putting too much weight, like having me to carry too much for a female, they're not respecting me as an employee, they're not paying me enough for the job, you say all these negative things. And this is how this works, is that this person that knows you inside and out, and supposed to be somebody that loves you, and after you tell them all that, they're like, oh, you could do it, they're like your cheerleader now. Where were you before, but now you're like a cheerleader, and you're trying to cheer me on for a job that does not serve me, or like that is draining my energy. So you really gotta wonder, who are you listening to? Are these people really out there to help you out? Or, have they been tapped in? Hang on. Beep. So you really gotta, I know it's cold out here. So you really gotta think of who you want to listen to in this reality. And are they actually helping you? My hat. So are they really loving and supporting you? Why would a person cheer me on and tell me that you got it, you can do it, here they don't cheer me on about other things, about like having a YouTube channel. They don't cheer me on and, say, wow, you're doing a great job. They don't cheer me on and subscribe to my YouTube channel. They don't cheer me on and watch any of my videos. They don't cheer me on by liking, my videos on YouTube. And they are supposed to be there to love and support me. But are they? No. So really, not only you got to not listen to people, there's a point that you really got to let people go. That particular person is not loving and supporting me. They're cheering me on to be like a slave, and I couldn't believe my ears. I mean, this person that's cheering me on to take this kind of abuse from this job I just got hired from. And it doesn't matter if I only worked there 4 days, and it didn't take long. I mean, like from the first day all the way to the last day of the week on Friday, I'm like, wow, this is so upside down, but it's a big eye opener. I needed to go through this. I thought that, it is kind of funny. The universe will have this happen to you to kind of wake you up to, really, Starlight, is this the kind of job that you want? No, it's causing me all kinds of stress. I got done at work at 3 o'clock in the morning when I was supposed to get done at 12 at least, the latest, at 12 o'clock. So, you don't want to listen to those people. They're steering you in the wrong direction. And really, those kind of people, like I said, you got to let them go. And it's going to hurt. You care about these people. There's times people do. You're trying to do this or that, and they're trying to pull you the opposite way. Why are you trying? You're not cheering me on when I'm trying to inspire people, but you're cheering me on to work for a company that's not paying me good, not thinking about my health, not even communicating with me, so who do you listen to? Who are the kind of people do you listen to? And what I've been learning through a deep diver out there, Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart, you know what you got to do? You got to listen to your intuition. Listen to you. What are you thinking? What are you saying? Do you like, even, we'll just skip over and talk about relationships. Are you in an abusive relationship where you're not respected and loved and supported? And sometimes, I'm not going to say sometimes, but a lot of times this happens with lots of people. Starlight has done this many times, a lot of times. I laugh because, I have not been with a man in a relationship since 2016. I have been single all this time because I'm learning my lessons. I have been in many abusive relationships, either verbally, physically, or whatever. So, you really, a lot of times with people is they might be afraid to speak up about what's going on because of how they were brought up, not really taught to stand up for themselves and use their voice. They might believe, I won't be able to survive without this person. That was Starlight. a lot of these different reasons why I stayed in a relationship, where I'm like, they're being abusive to me, but here I don't want to hurt them, or, men or women could be afraid to leave them. Maybe they're being abused where they're afraid that they won't be able to escape. So you really got to really think of the kind of people that you listen to, and the people that you kind of have to let go, are the ones that say they love you. Do they really love you? What kind of stuff are they telling you? You might want to eat healthy, and and the same stuff happens where you're trying to eat healthy and they're encouraging you to not eat healthy. You say, no, I shouldn't eat that. And they're like, oh, you can do it. You can do it one time, you know, like it's not going to hurt you. Hey, it's the holidays. Eat it. You know, just eat it. Eat it. Open up your mouth and eat it. You know, and you're like, no, I really, you know, so now you're like 50-50. 50, you know, now it's like, first you really 100% did not want to eat that. But now they're in your space and they're telling you to eat it. You know that, you know, the doctor said not to eat it. And, you know, really, do they love you? If they loved you, you know, they would encourage you not to eat that food that the doctor said not to eat. Or say if you want to stay fit and get exercise, and this person actually, instead of encourages you to go get exercise, they encourage you not to exercise. They're like, oh, you know, you do it every day, you don't have to do it today. You know, you might miss a day, and then they're like, oh, well, that, you know, it's their way of doing stuff. You don't want, you know, if you have like a person in your life that is lazy, and like I was going to say earlier, and I forgot, like about my job, this person that's encouraging me to be treated like a slave at work doesn't even work. Hasn't even worked in years. Can't even seem to do stuff in the house where this person lives. You know, so they're not very active, but they're telling me what, you know, cheering me on to take abuse from a company. So just like with food, you know, you might want to eat healthy and they discourage you from eating healthy. Or maybe a relationship. Maybe you got people and you're like, well, you know, I really don't know. I'm just going to name a guy's name. Let's see. We'll just pick on Tom. I hope you guys there's no Toms out there, but say if Starlight was thinking maybe I shouldn't go out with this guy, Tom, you know, I don't know, you know, I don't like the way he talks to me, you know, like he's kind of over controlling. And, you know, I really don't like that he's very judgmental it might not be anything that big because you're just kind of getting to know the person, you know, where you're like all these red flags popping out. And then you open up and you talk to somebody about these problems, you know, and you're like, you know, looking for support and love. You know, the reason why we open up, you know, some people do it for drama. Other people like Starlight does it because I'm really seriously looking for help. And I really want you know, like somebody to be honest and real when I ask for help. If you know, like if I ask you for help, give it to me raw, you know, give it to me straight. Don't freaking beat around the bush, you know, don't try to freaking just say something to keep me happy or just tell me what I want to hear. No, I really want to know exactly what I need to know. And I do have a friend out there like that, you know, which he taught me to be real with him also, you know, so, and that is what you really want, is to have somebody that's being real with you. You know, if you're telling somebody that, you know, something doesn't feel right, you know, about this person that you want to date, whether you're a guy or a girl, and this person, you know, pushes you into that relationship, you know, and says, oh, you ought to give it a chance. Oh, maybe, you know, they always got something to say that, you know, like maybe you're the one that's got it mixed up, and, you know, but you got to listen to yourself. What does your gut say? You know, that's what you got to listen to. Because there are people out there, there's a dark force out there, there's a false force out there, and then there's a light force out there. And you got to really know who you're really talking to and who you trust as far as opening up and looking for advice. You know, you want good sound advice. You don't want, you know, when I heard this person the other day turn me on, you know, when I said I was I made a mistake in the video. I didn't know how much what I was holding, how much weight it was, but as far as take this job and shove it, about being a slave, is I went into Walmart and I went where the weights were and I picked up 20 pounds and said, is this about what it feels like? You know, and it was more like 20 pounds, not 30 pounds. 30 pounds was too heavy. So it was, 20 to 25 pounds to carry a long distance after working many hours, you know. So I just had to correct that on my editing. But, you know, you got to watch out for people out there that are, you know, it's like there's that false light out there. They proclaim that they're of the light. Sorry, my hands are getting cold. It's really cold out here. So they claim that they're of light, you know. They make it look really good, but really, you know, there's some people that are jealous of you. You know, they don't want you to exceed in life. They don't want to see you, because then it makes them look bad. It makes them look bad that you're doing good and they're not, you know. So, and a lot of times, you know, you really do, you got to be careful. How is this person, like when it comes to relationship, how are they as far as the people they go out with? You know, if they have bad choices and you're like, why did you go out with that guy or this girl? And, you know, it just was, and then you've seen how they were in a relationship, you know, that might not be the person that you want to take advice for. If they're not eating healthy and you want to eat healthy, that's not the kind of person that you want to, you know, have to inspire you and encourage you to eat healthy, because they don't care about their health. They're not eating healthy. Why are they going to encourage or inspire you to eat healthy? You know, same as relationship goes. If they just take any Tom, Joe, or Bob, you know, and they don't really take time to get to know them and they just jump in a relationship, why would you want to listen to them as far as who you should go out with? And same with a job. If they're not working on themselves to even better themselves, you know, they're not the right people to open up to ask advice from, because they're going to trip you up. And like I said, there are people, they want to see you fail and they want to see you fall. And I didn't see any puffballs out here. A lot of leaves out here. So, yeah, I love you, and I make these videos because when I learn something, I'm going to put a video out here, you know, because I don't want to see you go and get tripped up. I want to make your life easier, not harder, you know, and that's why I have a YouTube channel, is that I really love everyone. I'm not picky. I don't care if you're somebody that gains a lot of weight or somebody that's skinny, somebody that's got pimples, somebody that's, you know, doesn't love themselves. I love everyone. You know, I even love the people that don't love me. You know, I got attacked not too long ago, and you know what? I was sending love out to her because I know she needs it. You know, we all need love. So anyway, beep. I know Starlight's really bundled up. I got to get one of those ski masks. That's what I'm going to look for after this, because I get really cold out here. You're not really going to see Starlight too much. I wasn't really planning on doing a video out in the cold today, but I figured, hey, I'm going out on this trip. I forced myself to take this little hiking trip here because this is a hard time for Starlight to go hiking, and I believe it is definitely it is colder than 40 right now in my area. I look like a Alaskan person out there, and Alaska, you know, I got my Alaska hat on, not quite because theirs are way different, but so yeah, don't listen to those people. You know, it could be your kids that are telling you some horrible stuff, like, oh yeah, you know, like, I'll cheer you on, like, really, you know. It could be your mom, you know, saying, yeah, go stay at that job, they sound like a really good company, huh? you really, you know, they wouldn't work at it, you know, they wouldn't work there, but they're telling you that you should take that job. Stick with it, you know. Yeah, I'm going to find out on Monday. I'm going to communicate with somebody and let them know. And I know I'm going to have to get another job anyway because I don't want to be tracked. So I don't think I mentioned that in that video. So anyway, I do love all of you, and I really hope you get a lot of helping. And Starlight's still walking here because it's so cold out. So I do love you. You can give this video a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can follow me on Instagram, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. So I'm sorry this is shaky, but my right hand that's holding this phone is so cold, and it's gonna take a few minutes to thaw that baby out. I gotta get some of those hand warmers. So anyway, I do love all of you. This is Starlight. Love and light. Peace. Whoops.